Maybe you forget about me, maybe you forget it all, but I can't hide blind tonight. You find me still inside. I'm here now. I'm here now. I'm here.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to CHIKARA's Podcast-A-Go-Go, your weekly home for CHIKARA's brand of pro wrestling. My name is Gavin Loudspeaker, and last week, CHIKARA fans, we took you through the adventures of Icarus as he banded together the CHIKARMY under the banner, I Am CHIKARA. Now, this movement really came into full swing as we saw at FDR Park. But in order for Icarus's entire plan to see its fruition, it was going to take the help of every single person in the CHIKARMY. Let's take a look right now as Icarus tries to bring CHIKARA back from its ashes.
If you're here for National Pro Wrestling Day, you're a few weeks early for the celebration.
In a few weeks, there's not going to be anything left to celebrate.
What does that even mean?
What? You didn't notice your calendar getting a little bit later? All these companies going away? Wrestling is intense, closed down. But wrestling is cool. They're done. Wrestling is art. Need I go on?
So what, it's your job now to stop wrestling companies from shutting down?
Man, that mask must make you pretty blind if you can't see what's going on. All these vultures circling since Philadelphia, now they're coming down? You think that's a coincidence?
Look, I would expect nothing less from vultures. They're just picking the scraps of CHIKARA's bones.
When CHIKARA fought these teams in the past, we did it as a team. We did it as a family. And whether you like it or not, that was a family that you and I were all a part of. We're gonna survive. We need to do it again.
And what makes you think we can't do that again?
Finally, somebody gets it. If we're gonna fight this fight, we have to do it together, or there won't be anywhere left to go.
We're not gonna let that happen.
Now, I've got a plan, but it's gonna take everybody.
Everybody? That's a lot of ground to cover. And we're not even sure we can trust the Assailant. So what do you need from us?
Trust. And I know I'm the last guy on earth that you want to trust right now. We're gonna get this done. We're gonna survive. That's what I need from me.
Not for you, Icarus. For CHIKARA.
But what was Icarus's plan, you ask? Well, on National Pro Wrestling Day, we found out. Members of CHIKARA infiltrated the Flood, keeping them from ruining National Pro Wrestling Day, and we actually drove the Flood out of the Palmer Center. And this made it clear to the wrestlers and the fans that the flames of CHIKARA indeed were going to rise from the ashes. The question was, when? Let's take a look right now at this clip from National Pro Wrestling Day. There you have it. CHIKARA indeed rose from the ashes. May 25th, 2014 was the date. The appropriately named You Only Live Twice pay-per-view, Icarus, 1 year almost to the day, challenges Eddie Kingston once again for the Grand Championship. Let's go right now to You Only Live Twice.
Be very careful about, as Icarus was not encouraging the crowd to get underneath the skin of Eddie Kingston. But, you run the risk. If Eddie Kingston gets mad, might throw him off his game, but it might throw him into a different mindset, back to the streets, back to that Street Fighter mentality.
He's got a very short fuse.
Short fuse? I don't think he even has a fuse.
Icarus here was able to string two together there. Took him over with a Frankensteiner-like move and drop-kicked him. Now a forearm. Looks like he's trying to lay it down the jawline, and that's a great idea. He sent Kingston across. I didn't think that had enough on it. Kingston was ready. Oh, and he just put Icarus outside. He landed nimbly on the apron, luckily for him, or he would have gone down to the floor. But Kingston unleashing the strikes. That's his calling card.
And you saw that series of strikes there by Icarus. You are not going to want to trade strikes with Eddie Kingston, because that is an exchange you are going to lose. Eddie Kingston ready to fly!
Yes! Like a torpedo! Eddie Kingston just accelerated his body. He was the weapon. And he came right out and flattened Icarus.
For that first half of 2013, where Eddie Kingston was defending the Grand Championship on every single show, you saw what Eddie Kingston did to his body, sacrificing so much to keep that stranglehold on the Grand Championship.
And I think it takes a physical toll, and it also takes a psychological toll. The weight of being the champion. Every other guy in the locker room is looking at you. Every guy on the active roster is chasing you and what you have. The stress is immense.
And you saw the event center, Mike, and it was played during intermission here on the iPay-per-view. The way that Eddie Kingston talks about this title, as though it's not a belt, as though it's not a title, as though it's another person, as though it's something that he has to have to survive.
Oh, digging in the eyes here. Kingston really looking for any advantage. A few moments ago, when he was dictating the pace, you could see he had a very smug expression. Now, resorting to dirty tactics here the moment Icarus seizes the advantage.
Bringing Icarus to the center of the ring, and just a sickening headbutt there. Icarus maybe out on his feet with that. No.
He's caught him. He's got a full Nelson. He can't make anything out of it. Waistlock. Whoa, German suplex.
I think it's been a long time since we've seen Icarus uncork a German suplex like that. Nice bridge, but I think it might be a little
bit...
Great
display of strength and technique. He took Kingston over. Kingston's not a light guy, and he took him over with great form. Icarus up and over, not afraid to fly, is the winged ring warrior, but he caught one in the midsection.
Just a kick right
Kingston, he drove the kneecap right into the side of his head. He could have knocked him out.
Side of his head, it looks like maybe it might have been to the back. To the back of the neck. Kingston maybe.
You may be right about that. Yeah. All the way back here behind the legions of fans in the Palmer Center. Tough to see where the kneecap struck. But you hit a man just right with that and you'll knock him out, Leonard.
Looked like he was grinding the forearm into the back of the neck. Now this is Kingston's strategy here. There you can see
got it. Neck breaker executed, and I think you must have been right, Leonard. If he hit him in the neck, Kingston here trying to follow up with another neck-centric move there. Great-looking neck breaker from the Grand Champion.
You'll see sometimes a guy will focus on a body part, an arm, a leg, even a wrist, an ankle, but your neck, so much.
Chikara fans, as you now know, the fateful outcome to that title match was Icarus becoming the second ever Chikara Grand Champion, and this was indeed the culmination of his journey. But the threat of the Flood still looms large on the horizon. His journey is far from over. And our journey will continue as well, right here next week for another edition of The Go-Go.